All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at another Hexbug JunkBot, this time another one from the Factory Collection, basically the Series 2 of JunkBots. And yeah, this time around we are taking a look at Nessy. Nessy is an interesting little creature here, some sort of dinosaur-esque thing. Yeah, I like this build a lot. I will say the one thing about it is that there isn't actually like a ton of hugely recognizable parts on this build. Like, it uses the same sort of like weird tubing pipe body that Shelby the little snail used. And it works well this time. It's kind of upside down from how it was in that build. And it's clearly some kind of piping, but it's otherwise just kind of a generic sort of like, nondescript machine part. And then there's the little wheel back here, which I think works really well. I like how well it spins as well. And then her tail is kind of like a little broom, which is another part we've seen before. And then the rest of it is kind of just generic machine parts for the most part. There's like a little like a little chain with a little wrecking ball on the end of it that's kind of in this middle section here, but not a ton of actually like super recognizable parts, but at least it's kind of like nice bright colors, so I feel like it still looks pretty cool. Like if the parts don't actually look like anything specifically recognizable, at least they're kind of distinctive, which I still think makes this a good looking JunkBot. But yeah, in terms of articulation, obviously just a lot of ball joints like a bunch of other JunkBots, but you can kind of move the head around here on a few different joints. You can adjust this however you want, although it's on the kind of rotating section, and then the chain itself also is a little bit loose on there, so it mostly just flops down. You can obviously move the tail around. The legs, you can each independently wiggle around. So, you're not getting her into a ton of poses that are like hugely different, but the parts all kind of adequately move around. Here's her little, I can get her standing there. Come on. I don't know why she's not standing up. I guess you do have to kind of adjust the feet there so it's like properly sitting forward, because she can be a little bit front heavy since she's got a lot of parts over here on the head. But here's her little sheet there that shows what the build looks like and then where all the parts go. In terms of her use with the modules, we can start off with the vibrating module. We'll just plug it onto her back here and see what this does. Not a ton, just kind of rolling backwards a little bit, but I don't know. That's she's kind of backing up a little bit, but mostly it doesn't do anything overly dramatic. For the motor module, you do actually need to unplug the tail because the actual motor module bit is in the back here. So what you can do is just plug in the section and then plug in the tail to it, which is, I don't really like when you have to like take off the parts and plug it back in, but I feel like that works fairly well as far as ones like that go. And then when you turn that on, it turns this little section here, which in theory just kind of makes this bob up and down, which is kind of neat. I think that's a neat use of like a spinning part, just to have that kind of go around. It can be kind of hard to get going sometimes, but I think that's pretty cool. And then in terms of the LED module, again, we can just plug it onto the back here, since it doesn't, for the other two modules, it doesn't have to be in the specific spot. And where can you do it? There's a few spots here to kind of light up the like neck hole there. We can put it there. The head, whatever this, I don't really know what the head is supposed to be. Like, I thought maybe it would be like a lantern or something, but no, it kind of just seems like a generic machine part. But there are a few spots on the head that you can plug it into. Where are the ports on the head? I mean, there's one like right in the mouth, and then there's one like right underneath where the head attaches, which is a little bit awkward. It's like kind of a cramped thing, but you can get it in there. And yeah, there's no other parts that really benefit from it, so I guess we'll just put it in the neck hole here. Get your tail back on, and plug that on, see how that looks. And yeah, I think that works pretty well, all things considered. Definitely the light shines nicely through the head there, and it's not that exciting having the like inside of the neck lit up, but I think that works fairly well. So yeah, pretty good use with the modules overall. Definitely like nothing super duper exciting, but definitely adequate with all three of them, which is more than you can say about a lot of these guys. And then in terms of comparisons, first of all, we'll just bring on a couple Transformers things here. We've got Soundwave from the core class, and then a G1 Minibot Bumblebee. We've got a bot. Again, there's no like sort of appropriate bot to pair with her, because the body is just kind of like a generic tubing bit, but that's what she looks like with a bot. And then here she is with Jack Static, just so you can see what she looks like with the sort of main character of the JunkBots there. And I think they look pretty good together. Again, you know, pretty average height there. She's one of those kind of more animal-y ones, but kind of ends up being a slightly bigger build because of it, which is nice. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to her. I think that this is a really fun little build. I think the only complaint that I really would have is just that, you know, most of the parts are kind of just like nondescript and generic rather than being like super recognizable found objects. Like she's got a few things going on, but definitely less than most builds, I would say. But still, nice bright colors. I like the build with this little kind of like dinosaur or something, I guess, aesthetic. I'm just assuming dinosaur because Nessie is her name, so it's like Loch Ness Monster, I guess. But, you know, I think the modules work really well. I like this little, you know, little tri-wheel, little wheel there for her third foot, and kind of makes her easy to kind of push around as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you enjoy my videos, nope, we're missing something here. I knew I was forgetting something. Forgot to rate her on a keep, scrap, or edit. Yeah, this is a total keep for me. That's it should be obvious by this point, but yeah, there's nothing really I would change about this this build. I think it works pretty well just as is. But yeah, that really is all there is to it. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have Hexbug JunkBots Nessy from the Factory Collection.